free tooling. But the other message that I want to give you is that we hope we are giving the right tools for people who wish to continue this endeavor and learn how to reverse engineer Wi-Fi access, USB access. There is a project called IPL SDK, which is trying to take some of the Sony functions, reverse engineer them, and write them into open source code. I haven't looked at this for a few months, so it might be that they have advanced. I'm not completely familiar with it, but I think that we have given the right tools for people who have enough time, actually, to do this kind of developments. And as a conclusion, since I'm running really out of time, I wanted to show you a little bit how all these pieces of hardware that you have in your drawers that have been only used by maybe your little sister to play games can be much more useful than this, and they give you a real nice hardware to get familiar with development of embedded devices, both from a hardware and from a software point of view. Let me emphasize that in my daily work as an engineer, these are really the subjects that I do use, of course not in a game console, but with a processor that I'm working with. I have shown you that using open source tools is a way to get rid of the limitations of the available tools. You are not limited by the proprietary software that you have spent a lot of money buying, but you're only limited by your imagination and the availability of the hardware because you have all the compilers you want by using these cross-compiling tools. In the same way, using open source operating systems means that you are not limited by the tools that you have bought. You just choose the tool that is most suitable to the hardware that you want to use. DS Linux was just too big for my purpose. RTMS is the right size. So let's use open source operating systems because they are the ones that fit best our needs. And finally, acknowledgement. Someone from the French Nuclear Agency mentioned to me the port of RTMS to the Nintendo DS. I acknowledge him for inviting me and mentioning this to me. These are the people who developed the Nintendo DS board-to-post package, and this guy answered kindly all my questions when I was learning how to use his piece of software, and Santa Claus, who brought me all these nice toys to play with during Christmas. The presentation I gave to you for the French-speaking audience has been published in France, and I acknowledge the editors of this journal for allowing me to translate to English part of his articles and reuse some of the images that I included in these magazine presentations. And you can find the translation of these French journals on the HAR webpage associated with this presentation. And with this, I thank you for your attention. I don't know who's handling the questions. I see a hand over there. What mode they're running? Maybe if you just come closer and I'll repeat the question.
Yes, my question is, you have been searching for your operating system, and the main point was to have a small footprint, right?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, so you're compiling your operating system in thumb mode, I suppose. Yes, so if you compile in thumb mode, and you have a special hardware and that using interrupts, you can come to some funny situations on the ARM, And have you had that, and how did you solve that?
The comment is concerning the thumb mode of the ARM CPU, which is an instruction set, a 16-bit wide instruction set, which supersedes the 32-bit wide instruction set. And actually, I have a lot of problems on my custom programs using the thumb mode and actually the interrupt return routine, so I'm getting away from the thumb mode on my personal applications, especially because there are a couple of papers by the ARM people who have shown that even though the thumb mode uses less space, you need more instructions to do the same thing, and actually the gain is not 50% as you would expect, but it's more like 10 or 20% space gain, and the time execution is much longer. So first of all, I'm running away from thumb mode in my personal applications. And in this case, the fact is that I have not even checked whether RTMS is running in thumb mode or not. It could be that they are just using ARM9. My problems are on ARM7. ARM7 CPU are awful. Here I'm running on ARM9. And on the ARM9, I have not even checked whether we are running on ARM instruction set or on the thumb instruction set.